Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I thought I'd just do a little bit more of like a chit-chatty video talking about some of the projects I've been working on lately, some whips that I have on the go. I've also picked up a little bit of yarn lately that I thought would be fun to talk about, and then just some other things that have been inspiring me. These are some of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube, more of the like knitting vlogs or like whip kind of videos, so I thought I would do one showing what I'm working on. I'm also just working on a bunch of projects that are taking a long time, so I feel like these videos are good to kind of keep you updated on those while I wait to kind of put them in a roundup or talk about them later on. So I wanted to share some progress on where I am with those. I thought I'd first mention the top that I'm wearing. I actually made this a couple of years ago, but I just pulled it out of my stash because if you've seen my fall trends video, I really like chartreuse for the fall, and I think this is a fun top that's kind of an in-between of a summer and a fall top. Obviously the cut of it is really summer. It's like a one-shoulder tank top, so nice and breezy, but the kind of ribbed look with the kind of texture I think makes it a little bit more fall as well. This is a free tutorial on YouTube. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out, but this is a top I hadn't worn in a while, and then I made that video and I was like, I have that top, I should wear it. So wearing this today, and this is crochet, I don't know if I mentioned that, but a crochet top. So I'll make sure that I link that so that you can check it out. But some of the other things that I've been working on, this cardigan here, I will show you. This is a free drops pattern, a knitting pattern. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. But it is kind of just your standard raglan cardigan, and it has this nice kind of high neckline. I've been really into that for cardigans, like less of a V-neck neckline and more of like a tighter, higher up to the neck neckline. And it has this really beautiful raglan increase. So I've made, like, the body of the sweater is done. One sleeve is very close to being done, and then I just have the other sleeve and the button band. I've never knit a button band before, so I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I think it will be fun. I love the way that this yarn looks. I think it's so beautiful. This is the Red Heart Roll With It Melange in the color Catwalk, and I thought it was beautiful in the skein. Like when I saw it online, I was like, oh, it's really pretty, but I didn't expect it to knit up so nicely. I really love the way that the stripes look. I love the way that the colors all blend together, and there's so many colors in it, like purples, pinks, greens, like browns, red, like blue. There's everything in here, and I think it just blends so well together. It almost has like a Noro Yarns kind of look to me, but on a major budget. So that is how this is looking, and I think what I'm going to do, let me know down below what you think, but I think doing like big dark wood buttons on this one will be really nice and cozy for the fall. So I think that's my plan, or like mother of pearl buttons, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is where we're at. And when I started working on this sleeve, I was like, oh my god, the sleeves are going so quick. I'm not gonna have any like sleeve island issues. It's gonna be so fun. No, I'm like so deep in Sleeve Island, and then I still have a whole other one to do, and I'm like, this is brutal. But it's a good project to pick up when I'm just watching TV and want to mindlessly knit away at something, especially the sleeves are just kind of going around and around. So it's not too bad, but that is where we are at with this one. I'm so excited for it to be done too. I think it's going to be the perfect fall cardigan. It's really cute, and it's only taken me like a whole year to make, so I'm excited for her to be done, but I'm really happy with the way that it's all coming together. Then I've been working on what right now is a tank top but will be a sweater, and it's with these beautiful kind of lacy granny squares. I'll put a free tutorial for this type of granny square in the description as well. But I've been making these out of a cotton yarn, and it was going to just be a tank top, and then I was like, I think it will really be done a better service and I'll wear it more as a full sweater. So we are at tank top stage right now, but then I also have all of these squares, and I still need to make a whole bunch more. And I need to weave in the ends and block these squares before I add them to the tank top. So it's definitely been a labor of love, and I have a video, I've been recording the process of making this sweater because it has been so tedious, and it kind of like, I started it on a whim because I was going through some feelings, and this sweater and doing something really tedious was really helping me process those feelings. So I'm going to talk about that more in the video when it comes out, but it's been a really challenging project, but I think a really rewarding project. And I'm already really proud of how it's coming together and how much work I've put into it. And I think I will be really proud when I eventually finish it. But I also just think it's so beautiful, and I hadn't really done a project with like a lacier granny square and connecting lacy squares together. So it was a bit of a challenge, but really, really fun and also rewarding. And I think it's gonna be so beautiful when it's done. So that always helps too. But yeah, that one's been another one that's just been slow going, and there's not a lot that you can do to kind of speed that up. So just been working on that when I can and trying to get that done so that I can show it to you. And then one of the other projects that I'm going to start shortly, and if you're my dad, skip ahead because this is a spoiler for your Christmas present, but it is a pair of socks for my dad for Christmas. I know it feels like way too early to be talking about Christmas. I agree, it's like still beautiful and sunny and warm outside, and I don't even want to think about Christmas, but when you're hand making Christmas presents, you do kind of have to think ahead a little bit more than you'd like to. Let me know when you start like thinking about Christmas presents if you're hand making them, and when you think it's like an appropriate time to start talking about it, because I do want to put a few videos out about like my plans for gift knit and crochet that I'm gonna do this year, and some like inspiration and different things like that. So let me know how early is too early with that stuff. I was gonna wait until November, but I wonder if that's like too late if you wanted to make one of the things that I talk about. So let me know when it's too early. But I'm especially making these socks early because I've never knit a pair of socks before, and I want to give myself a lot of time to figure that out and maybe screw them up once and then make another pair. So that's what we are going for. But I just ordered this Barocco sock yarn from Lens Mills. I'll put it up on the screen. It hasn't arrived to me yet, but I really loved the colors in this yarn. I thought that they were beautiful and very kind of in my dad's color palette. And I feel like my dad kind of always gets the short end of the stick when I'm making gifts, because my mom, I can like make her beautiful sweaters and like fun accessories and stuff, and then for him I'm like, here's a black beanie, like it's not that exciting. So I thought something like a little bit more of a whimsical pair of socks would be a good place to like bring some personality and do something a little bit more interesting, but also have it be something that's really wearable and useful. And my dad on the day-to-day wears like fun pairs of socks, so this feels like it will work nicely. I'm just afraid that my skills won't be caught up, but I'm trying to pick a really quite straightforward beginner sock knitting pattern. So I'd also love to know if you have any tips on knitting socks. Feel free to leave them down in the comment section, or if there's a pattern for knit socks that you really love. Because yeah, I'm going into it for the first time and I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm excited for that yarn to arrive and to start working on that process. And then in that order from Lens Mills as well, I have a bunch of this yarn, which is a bulky acrylic and wool blend that they had on clearance because I believe the yarn is being discontinued. But what I want to do with this is make another one of my tie front crochet cardigans that I made last year, and I have a tutorial for that. I'll have it come up here somewhere and I'll link it down below as well if you want to check that out. But I really love that project. I love that cardigan, and I just want to remake it this year in a new color palette. So I really liked the colors that were available, and I wanted to go for a yarn that was just slightly bulkier than what I had used the first time around. So I picked like a soft blue, I think it was called Denim, and then a pink a green and a white. So I think they'll look really nice together, and I think I'm going to do the majority of the sweater in blue and then have the other colors come in as accent colors. So, but I'm definitely going to film that, and I'll show you the process of me making another one of those cardigans because I really love that project, and I find it a really nice kind of wearable fall piece. So I'm excited to try it again in a different yarn. So excited for that to come in. I don't know when it's going to come in, but keep an eye out for that. Okay, now onto some yarn that I can show you. I went to the thrift store the other day and found a really interesting yarn. It is this Condens yarn, which, if you can see, the tag is like super vintage, and it's from Charlottetown, PEI, which is, if you're not familiar, PEI is a province in Canada, and it's in like the Maritimes, so nowhere really near where I live. So for it to show up at the thrift store, I thought was really interesting. It has the cutest little sheep guy on it. And it's in this gorgeous cherry red, and there was not just one skein, there was two. So this was like a huge score at the thrift store. It's 100% wool, and this color I think is so fabulous. It's like the perfect like primary cherry red. It's so nice. It's very bulky, and when I saw it I was just like, that yarn is amazing. And I think each skein was like $2, so it was such a steal. But with this yarn, I plan to do a winter accessory. I'm thinking like a hood or a balaclava would be really nice. I have a beige, like tan colored winter coat, and then with this like bright pop of red, I think would be really nice. I've been seeing too a lot of like scarf hoodies, like scarf hoods. So I might do one of those with this yarn as well. Or I might do a sweater vest, like a cropped sweater vest in this color. It would just be like cutting it close with the amount of yarn. Each of these is 113 grams. So it just might be tight to do a bigger garment, but we'll see. But I just thought it was so beautiful and such a find, and they don't make Condens yarns, doesn't exist anymore. And I was doing some Googling, and the like mill that it used to exist in was demolished like 10 years ago, which is so sad. But yeah, I just thought it was so beautiful, and like a vintage Canadian yarn at the thrift store, and two skeins of it that were intact was just like, I feel like it should go in a museum. I don't know. It was really cool. It was a really good find. And then the other yarn that I picked up, this is new, and I went to pick this up yesterday. But yeah, the yarn store that I was walking to is called Melody Crochet, especially if you're looking for kind of like thread or thin weight yarn. Like if you are into filet crochet and you're looking for 100% cotton thread yarn for those projects, she has a ton, and it's in every color, like all these different options. It was truly like endless amounts of colors. She also has a good selection of acrylic yarns, lots of baby yarns, and then also some cotton yarn. And she carries my favorite brand of cotton yarn, so that's why I went in. So it is the Rosario's for Nature 100% cotton. This is just in color number 1, just their classic white color. And that is what I'm using for the granny square sweater, and I needed to pick up some more of that to finish it off. So I got 4 skeins of that. Kind of boring, but a good classic, and it's such a nice soft yarn, and for a cotton it's not very splitty. It's really, it like holds together really nicely, and for the price I think it's a great 100% cotton yarn, so I really enjoy that. But while I was there, I also saw this yarn, this beautiful chartreuse, like a lace weight yarn. So gorgeous. It's basically exactly the same color as the top that I'm wearing. But if you saw my fall trends video, I mentioned loving chartreuse, and I also mentioned loving headbands. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, you can make a really cool like lacy or filet crochet headband with this yarn. And then I think like this color in my hair would be really nice as well. And it's a cool kind of fall tone. So I saw that and I was like, let's just pick it up and experiment with it. So I'm excited to give this a try. I'm sure I'll film myself making that headband, so stay tuned for that. But I just thought that this was really gorgeous and fun, and like I said, she has every color of this kind of like thread fine weight yarn you could imagine. So if you are on the hunt for that, I'll put the address of her store down below. The hours are super limited and she only takes cash, so just be aware of those things when you go. But it's a really sweet store if you're in the area, and the woman that owns it is always so kind and really, really helpful. So if you're looking for a nice local small yarn store to support, it's a really great one, and it's just such a cute place to go check out, so I'd recommend it. But that is everything that I have going on currently. Like I said, we'll probably start shifting into some like Christmas present making mode, but then also I still want to make myself a bunch of fall and winter garments and wearables and all of that kind of fun stuff too. So should be a mix of different things coming up, but I'm excited to show you the cardigan when it's all finished, that lacy granny square sweater when it's all finished. I really hope that's the next video. I would love to get this sweater finished and share that with you. So hopefully that'll be coming up next. And then hopefully too showing you how I end up using that bulky weight vintage red yarn in the winter time as well, because I am so excited about that yarn. But thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!